Hello and welcome back to my garden. It is Thanksgiving Day, Canadian Thanksgiving Day, October 11th, and I'm out in the garden today, bundled up. The weatherman says it's 12 degrees out. I'm not so sure about that. What I am sure about is that it's getting cold enough and wet enough that I want to finish harvesting my garden so that none of this stuff gets hit by frosts or gets completely decimated by bugs. So let's have a look at what we're doing today and then get picking. So to start with, I got a couple of small rows of beets to pick, and then there's a load of carrots to pick and parsnip. So I'm going to start here with the beets, and everything comes up. That's some nice beets. I planted these way too close together, and I didn't thin out any beets as I went. It was my intention to thin them, but I didn't. A lot of small stuff here. That's a nice sized beet. So I realized after a few minutes of pulling beets, it's not really the most efficient way to do things. I don't have a need for the tops. They'll be compost. I don't think the chickens will touch them, but they're going to rapidly fill up my container here if I keep including them. So I need to start cutting them back. Cut them off and discard tiny little beets like this. How about I'll harvest the rest of the beets and cut the tops off them and clean them up a bit, and I'll show you what I got. Sound good? Thumbs up? Okay. Okay, so that's the beets done. Let's move on to the carrots and parsnip and the turnip. I don't expect I'll see much from the turnip, but hey, what's going on? You getting all upset for? Tom? What, you want to see the beets now? Okay, I can do that. So here's my bucket of beets. There's my average kitchen knife. It's an old muffin mix bucket. My beets come out fairly good, about this big enough to fit inside your hand. A lot of small ones, nothing terribly huge, but that's the problem with not thinning them out. If I had thinned the beets out, probably would have got bigger beets. Not sure that would have made a big difference for me. Not particularly impressed or looking for giant beets. So I guess it's kind of a matter of what you're looking for. If I had thinned them out, the one thing I could be sure of is that some of the smaller ones that are pretty much, compost, might have come out big enough that I could have got something worthwhile out of them. So now let's move on to the carrots and parsnip. Alright, so how about we pull the same deal as last time? I'll pick all the parsnip and carrot, and I'll bring you back and show you what I got, because this is kind of long and tedious. Maybe you're getting bored. Yes? No? See if I can get one or two more shots of close-ups of the carrot and parsnip coming out, and then, I'll cut to the end. So I filled a milk crate full of parsnip. I seem to remember there's a few carrots down in the bottom of there. Some big, some not so big. But this was a good sized parsnip. That's why I fork over the ground afterwards. To say I was disappointed in my potato harvest this year, not much of an understatement. I'm a bit overwhelmed at the moment. I figured I'd haul this much parsnip up, keep the leaves on, and I'd show you what I got, and it'd be impressive. There's 2-3 times that much still waiting to be cut. And I got more in the basket, in the crate. And these are good sized parsnip. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that for parsnip. Usually when you buy like a 3-pound bag, you get, a couple of this size and maybe one a little larger. I got this for days. To the point that I'm starting to wonder, how am I going to store all of this? I mean, look at this. Look at this parsnip. This is my hand. This is my parsnip. This is wild. Alright, so I'm going to need a minute. I have a lot to get through here. I'll be back in a minute. After a nice bit of hard work, I got all the tops cleared off. I got everything cleaned up. And I actually found some that would qualify as past year's entries. In past years, I'd be sitting here looking all glum, showing you these, saying this was the best I could produce this year. Just reaching in off the top of my crate, these are the best I could produce these years. This is awesome. I've filled a milk crate. Yes, there is some carrots in the bottom of it. No, I don't care for the distinction. It doesn't matter. You know why? I still have carrots left to go. I got a milk crate full just of parsnip and a little bit of carrot, and I'm about to add more carrot to it. This is awesome. What's wrong, girls? So, this is Dolly. This is Shakira. And this is Creme. Creme is a new chicken that I got a chance to adopt lately. She is not yet quite used to me and willing to come to hand. But Dolly and Shakira know that when I'm here, it usually means treats. So, okay, let's go back to carrot harvesting. Let's look. Looks like I grew big parsnip and baby carrots. This is awesome. Looks like my carrots are mostly short and fat. And I'm quite happy with that. Bug damage. Still don't care. So that's another full bucket. You know why this is deliriously making me deliriously happy and, you know, quite impressed? I have another row over there. So I finally got all my carrots pulled. And for the most part, a lot of them are like this, which, you know, pretty small. There's not much to them. But there's a lot of them. These are disappointing in some ways, that they could have been, you know, yay long. They could have been 10, 12 inches long. They're not so great. Some of them turned out like this. Not many. Maybe 10, maybe. The difference is, I got a few like this, maybe as many as 10. I got 50 or 60 or more like this. Now, 2, maybe 3 pieces like that on your plate, more than enough veg for most people, right? I got a bucket and a half or more, a bit more, because this bucket is on the smaller side. So once I got all the carrots done, I pulled up the turnip. Now, for the most part, turnip were disappointing. I should say rutabagas. We here in Newfoundland, we constantly interchange the two terms. So turnip and rutabaga is pretty much the same thing around here, except it's not. This is what we usually call turnip, and it's a yellow-fleshed rutabaga. If we were eating turnip, most people would be quite shocked to realize the difference. For the most part, I might get a couple of meals out of it. It's not very good. However, on the other end of the spectrum again, I got 3 like this. The two of these guys, and this one. Sorry, and this one. So, not great, not impressive, not going to win any awards, but considering how much veg, how much turnip in particular my family eats, I think that's good enough. To the point that I'm considering the fact that I should probably grow less turnip next year. Out of things that I grow and the things that store easily, turnip only gets 1 point and not the 2. The best way for me to store this stuff would be par cook it and freeze it, which means I'm doing great unless there's a power outage. So I'll take the knife, just like I saw my grandfather do something like 40 years ago. That's why I have such a large knife. My grandfather was a farmer, and this is what he did. I remember seeing him, it was a thinner blade knife than this, and I remember seeing him going up and down the turnip lines, pulling turnip, and whack, whack, and off goes the root, flip it over in his hand, go from there to flip it, and done. Now, truth is, this isn't worth trying to save. Most of these are not worth trying to save. But a couple of these guys, maybe. If it doesn't cost me too much extra effort. I'm not as brave as my grandfather was. I can't just whack them off like that. So I'm going to stop the video there. I have my garden pretty much cleared. I have a couple of random tomato plants that are still growing. I'll see if they'll ripen up their tomatoes on the vine. If not, well, I got some tomatoes out of it. I've done better this year on tomatoes than I've usually done. I'll take it. Very soon, I have that extra netting I think I mentioned in another video. I'm going to ring off my entire garden with plastic netting, and I'm going to let the chickens roam out in here for what's left of the fall. Yeah, it's October and I'm saying what's left of the fall, because after October, anytime at all, we could have snow and frost, and maybe the chickens don't want to come outside anymore. I'll leave that up to them. But I have some cleanup to do. I have a lot of carrot and parsnip stalks to put in the composter, and I have to go edit this video soon. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found it worthy of a thumbs up. If not, maybe you found it worthy of a thumbs down. Apparently that helps video circulation too. But what do I know? I'm only putting videos out there. I don't know how YouTube works. But I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you'll come back and see me again. Remember that. And I'll see you next time I'm doing something of interest to you in the shop or in the garden or wherever. I hope I'll see you again soon in the next video. Have a great day. Bye. Last of my bucket potatoes. 3 buckets, maybe 2 pounds, all small. Nothing impressive there.